AFTV, how are you feeling after that? His points dropped. Man City now in the driving seat. I just looked on my phone. There's a text from one of my Man City mates. He's laughing. I mean, or, like that guy said, will we be able to bounce back? How do you feel?
Look, I'll start with the good. So the team showed a lot of fight and spirit today, although at a very late stage in the game. So we've seen that in a couple of games in the season where these young players are hungry. They're willing to, you know, fight until the last minute. But so that's the good. The bad, you know, at this stage of the season, mistakes like the ones Ramsdale have made are just simply not acceptable. You know what I mean? If you want to go on and win the league, you need to hold yourself to a very high standard. And that standard up until the 88th minute today was simply not there, right? So that's something that we really need to work on. And I think right now, what really needs to happen is the manager needs to step in, okay? He needs to essentially tell the players, listen, if you want this, there's one game, the most important game against Man City that you need to win. Look at yourselves in the mirror. Look at all the fans that have been supporting you all season, okay? And I urge all the fans to support until the last minute and not leave games, you know what I mean? Because we've come a very long way and we have a shot at this for the first time in 19 years. To have empty seats before the whistle blows in the stadium is again not acceptable. It's not acceptable. I flew from Saudi to come watch this game and I'm here until the last minute, even if we lose 8-0. You know what I mean? This is how a fan is supposed to act. So going back to the point, Arteta really needs to sit down with the players. The players need to see how bad do they want it, right? And honestly, like they need to essentially walk into that Man City game. No nerves, just trust in your ability because that ability is there. We have seen it with big teams. We played against Man City before. So we have that ability. Just don't let the nerves creep into you.
But can you, after what the defending you saw today, the defending you saw against West Ham, Liverpool, can you see that they can make that change ahead of that game? Because you're right, they're going to have to, they cannot defend like this or we get torn apart.
If we defend the same way as we did today and against West Ham, forget the league. Very simply, right? So, and we have been defending well this season. We have a good defense record. Yeah. It's just the last couple of games we have really crumbled. So that ability is there. Obviously, having Holden is not ideal. Would rather have Saliba, but this is what we have. You know, inject Saliba with whatever and get him ready for wins the game. That's another option. But essentially, the ability is there, and really Arteta just needs to drill it down into the players, right? And one other important thing, Robbie, even in the very best case scenario that we go and beat Man City on Wednesday. Even if we do that, let's not forget we have Newcastle, we have Chelsea. Let's not, even if we beat them, we cannot get carried away until the end of the season.
Exactly.
Because all these other teams, Newcastle want to get into the Champions League for the first time since forever, right? So we need that focus, and
but do we also need to look on it and say to ourselves before we're saying, "Oh, he's done now," right? That's the same for City as well. As good as they are, as much as they've won titles in the past, that is the same for them too. So that's why maybe tonight getting a point when it looked like we were going to lose the game is better than nothing.
Of course it's better than nothing, and Man City, they have the momentum now. We lost the momentum, let's be completely frank and honest, right? So we were in a position where we could have seen it through until the end. Now our backs are against the wall, and it's essentially, it comes down to how bad the players want it, like I said before. So Arteta, he needs to use what he learned from his days at Man City to inspire the players for the game that we have on Wednesday. Otherwise, it's going to be very tough, honestly.
Shop for AFTV merch at shop.aftv.co.uk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat and Twitch. We've got content for every platform, so check it out.